Okay, I'm on page 6 of your class packet, and I'm going to go through the last review set with you since our quiz is on Monday. So, number 1, which property would prove the triangle's congruent? So that's between side, 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 angle, side, angle, and angle, angle, side. Those are your options. Now they have 2 sides marked, so that makes it between side, 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 and side, angle, side. And OE is where they connect, so that gives us a third side. So it'd be side, 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 the first one. Number 2, is the following an example of the reflexive, symmetric, or transitive property? It says A equals B and B equals C, so then you can set A and C equal to each other. That would be the transitive property. Because if it equals the same thing, in this case they both equal B, you can take what's left over and set those equal to each other. The point 4, negative 2 is reflected over y equals negative x. What would be the new point? So yesterday we did one where it was y equals positive x. That is just when you flip the points. When it says negative x, you're still going to flip them, but you're going to change their signs. So it's going to become positive 2 and then negative 4. And then the last one, to graph this, you have to start by putting it in y equals mx plus b. So add 4x to both sides, and you get 2y equals 4x plus 10. Divide everything by 2, and y equals 2x plus 5. So now that it's in the correct form, your starting point is going to be at positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then your slope is positive 2 over 1, so up 2 to the right 1. Or I can go down 2 to the left 1 in order to fit more points. But you always have to start by going up to the right, and then you can go backwards and fit more points just to make sure your line is going in the right direction. So there's the review set for Monday's quiz. If you're still quarantined, I will send you that quiz on Classroom. You'll do it on a Google form. Okay, so now going to page 7. This is still just review of our properties of a rhombus, square, and rectangle. And right now the test is set for Wednesday of next week. If you're gone, you'll take that virtually. But anyways, we're just going to keep practicing those 3 properties. So this first one, it's solving for x and y in these first 2 examples. Okay, so for this one, this would be a square because all 4 corners are right angles and all 4 sides are the same. They're marked as congruent. They have those markings on there. So to solve for x and y, we're going to set up equations of equal to each other. I'm going to put my x's equal to each other. So 3x equals 5x minus 4. And then I'm going to put my y's equal to each other. 2y plus 4 equals 5y plus 1. And then I'm going to solve each one for x and y. So first, I'm going to subtract, for the x one, I'm going to subtract 5x the other side. Put my x's together. That gives me negative 2x equals negative 4. Divide each side by negative 2, and I get positive 2. Over here, I would subtract 2y from both sides, and I get 4 equals 3y plus 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. 3y equals 3, so y would equal 1. Sorry, I was like running out of room right there. Probably should have wrote that a little better. But for the first one, y would be 1 and x would be 2. Okay, for the next one, I'm going to set, this is a rhombus because all the sides are marked as the same. I don't have any right angles. So in a rhombus, the sides are equal to each other. So 6y minus 5 equals 3y plus 7. So subtract 3y from both sides, and I get 3y minus 5 equals 7. Add 5. 3y equals 12. Divide by 3. Y would be 4. And now to set up my x value equations, well, these are inside my rhombus, so these are angles. And S and T are on the same side, so that means they add up to 180. So 2x minus 1 plus 127 equals 180. So that's the equation you're gonna set up for your x's. Now, if I subtract 1, if I do -1 plus 127, because these are like terms, that'll give me 126. Then subtract 126 from both sides, and I get 54. Divide by 2, and I believe you get 27. Yep, x equals 27. So there's x and y for number 2. Okay, let's do the next one. So it says the diagonals of a rhombus intersect at T. So since this is a rhombus, I'm gonna mark all the sides as the same. All the diagonals come together at 90 degrees. And all the corner angles are cut in half. Okay, those are our properties of a rhombus. So, this first one, find the measure of angle QPR. If I trace out QPR, again, where it opens up in the middle, that's where you're marking. So I'm trying to find this angle right here. That would be 30, because this side is already marked as 30, and all corner angles are cut in half. So that would also be 30. The next one says, find the measure of angle QTP. QTP, well, that's gonna be the middle angle. Whenever it's in the middle, that's always 90 in a rhombus. And the last one is not an angle, it's the length of RP, which is the length of the entire diagonal. Well, from R to T, they label it as 6, so the whole thing would be 12. So there's that one. Okay, so I'm going to have you do these 2 examples on your own, and I'm gonna have these questions embedded in the video, but these are the 2 questions you're gonna do. This one I think is just pretty easy. This one, since it is a rhombus, remember all the angles are cut in half, so you're gonna set these equal to each other. And also, when you do these 2 questions, I will put them in the gradebook as bonus points. So make sure you actually try and do those questions so you can get those bonus points. And of course, and that's where we're gonna stop for today. Next week we'll do some review, but make sure you email me with any questions.